Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. So starting off, I just undid my previous hairstyle. I haven't washed and conditioned this hair because I found that when I did this on wash and conditioned hair, it had a white residue. I guess it mixed in with the products. But yeah, anyway, this hair is just undone. It is not washed and conditioned. So the hair I'll be using is this right here. I will leave the details in the description box. This is what it looks like, and as you can see, it has wefts on the top. So you're going to need some thread and preferably a curved needle, some fabric straps, and gel. Now I used this gel in the beginning, but I would suggest that you use this gel instead because it has better hold. I'll explain more in the video. Okay, so out the packet, this is what it looks like. It's two bunches of weft. So I'm going to take one bunch and take my needle and thread and sew it all together, so it looks like just one giant weft. So taking this, I'm going to sew loops around the entire edge of the weft so that it all looks like one and it all bunches together. Now I did lengthen the weft a little bit because out the packet it was a bit short, but you can leave it like that, that's completely fine. I just wanted the length of my weft to be a little bit longer. So this is what it looks like thus far. As you can see, some of the wefts aren't sewn in, but that's completely fine. As long as the majority of the wefts are sewn in and the piece is sturdy, it's completely fine if a few of them don't get sewn in. It's not the end of the world. So this is what it's looking like thus far. Alright, so now I'm going to sew the fabric piece onto the edge of the weft. As you can see me do here, I'm just going to do a loop at first so that it's nice and secure, and then I'm going to proceed to sew down the width of the fabric band. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, don't sew just on the edge where you attach it, sew it all along down that width of the fabric so that it's nice and secure. Okay, so by the end, it should look something like this. So now I just want to find a position where I want the ponytail to actually sit. Once you found that, just section off some hair around that area. Now don't section off too much hair because when you're working with gel, you want to work in little sections, especially if you have 4Z hair like me. You want to work in small sections to make sure that the hair does actually lay as flat as possible. Now taking the gel, I'm going to put that at the base, not base, well, the perimeter / base of that section. You want to be able to feel the gel on your scalp and not just the perimeter of your hair. Do you know what I mean? So to make sure that every strand at the base is coated, because those are the hardest hairs to lay. So you want to be able to make sure you can actually feel it on your scalp. So then what you want to do is take your brush and start brushing it flat. If the brush doesn't work, you can go in with a comb or your fingers, but I've just taken a brush for now. And then once I've brushed it as flat as I want it to be, I'm going to take a hair tie and just tie everything together. This is going to make sure your hair doesn't revert, curl back to its natural curl pattern, and it's going to make sure everything stays put, because if you leave it to just be on its own, it is going to be a mess. So then working from that base, you're going to section off hair around that section in little sections until you are basically done with your hair. So now I'm taking another small section, putting on gel, flattening out either with a brush, a comb, or my fingers, and then putting it up in a hair tie. So this is the pattern that you're going to follow when you're doing a slick down ponytail or any type of slick down look. These are the steps that you're going to follow. You're going to work in small sections, apply the gel, brush it out with whatever's best a brush, a comb, or your fingers, tie it up in a ponytail and move on to the next section. Okay, so I'm just sectioning off this front part of my hair because it was just annoying me. So it's easier for me to work with the back portions of my hair with the front hair just out of the way. Again, I'm going to go along the perimeter of the base in small sections and then go ahead, gel it, brush it, put it in a ponytail. Gel, brush, ponytail. That's basically the routine here. Alright, so I'm basically just repeating the same thing over and over, the same process that I mentioned over and over. And I'm just going to leave this here because I don't know about you, but for me, it's so satisfying to see hair being slicked down, especially 4Z hair like mine. As you can see, I'm just switching back and forth between my fingers, the comb, the brush. Just use whatever works in that section. Some sections are tougher than others for my hair, so just use whatever works. Okay, so at this point, I'm kind of realizing that this gel is not doing what I needed to do. So again, go in with that number 10 gel and mix it in with this number 9 because I was struggling. My arms were so tired and it was just not slicking the way. So when it gets to the front part of your hair, before you even get there, make sure you slicking down in the hairstyle that you want. Don't be like me and slick down first and then want to style it. As you're slicking it down, start styling it because it's a mess. When you slick down first and then you want to go in after and style, it's an unnecessary headache. So while you're slicking down your hair, style it the way you want it to look like in the end. Does that make sense? So yeah, don't be me and leave it all to the end. Style it from jump. I even tried going in with a hairdryer to make it lay flat, but I could still see some waves. Again, go in with that number 10, it is way stronger. Take in your DIY ponytail, you're going to flip it over and put it onto your actual hair ponytail. Put it over your own hair and then you're going to crisscross it at the back and tie it and pull it so that it is tight like so. Then you're just going to proceed to tie it and make sure it's secure. Then you're going to take a bobby pin and just pin down that open space in the front to make sure it doesn't fall off, and that'll make it secure. Put as many bobby pins as you feel like you need. Then going in with the second little ponytail that we've made, you're going to repeat the same process. Then you're going to take some piece of hair tied around the base of the ponytail so that it hides everything else, and that is it. Bob's your uncle. You have a ponytail. This is the side and back view, and as you can see, it is secure, very much secure. Okay, so I actually ended up getting the number 10 gel because I wasn't satisfied with how it was laying, and then afterwards I forgot to mention that once you're done putting the gel on, put on like a silk or satin scarf over it to make sure that it lays properly. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video.